Please help me go live on Volt Express. No, as in systems now. As in like the live now. I did live.
Hey,
because you know studio phone. I still with the studio phone.
You may go your first speech band.
Studio phone. I still with the studio phone.
Cheryl.
So as my voice sounds soft.
You guys are muted.
You're gonna say things I'm going to capture it in real time. Wonderful, beautiful afternoon to you people around the city of Enugu. At this very point, it's a Monday, and of course, it's full of vibes, full of a lot of buzzwords going on in the entertainment realm, especially with our Nollywood actress and, of course, our most lovable senator. But right today, my ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going into a wonderful afternoon filled with Niger Ginger. And, of course, a good afternoon to every Volt Express family out there tuned in right now from the East, of course, round the globe, especially those of us who catch fun behind the scenes on our YouTube Volt Express channel, where everything goes down live for you. And of course, yes, so it's another mad, mind-blowing, hyperactive Monday. You already know the vibe now. It's your everlasting taker in the building, as always, every week. OGO, your pilot one on Volt Express on Volt 104.3 FM. And of course, we're coming in hot with the latest, wildest, mind-blowing, most shocking entertainment gist straight from the weekend into your Monday. If you blink, you might just miss this headline. Oh man, not like if you. All right, so stay strapped in because this is not your regular Monday show. This is Volt Express, where the vibes never go low. And of course, you've been waiting for what we have today. Big shout out to every one of you out there who also attended the Jeans Carnival that happened this past Sunday. Oh wow, were y'all locked in for real? I saw a lot of really dashing attires out there, and yes, so Enugu now really they represent. Big shout out to the DJs, big shout out to the organizers, of course, big shout out to the Volt Express community members who represented us with flair. And of course, that ginger you just bring everywhere you go. Yeah, so now we be that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to not take the whole ginger out of this wonderful Monday, right? We'll be going into the dance floor right now to play you some very wonderful jams I know you enjoy. This one is titled No Wahala by Wonder Batan featuring Kiss Daniel and Tiwa Savage. And you know when we have this trio on a song, what it usually means. Fire all the way on a Monday like this, screaming no wahala. And of course, there's satisfaction in the air as well by none other than Ghana featuring Ashake. Ashake, who has officially evolved into a world star. Yes, so a lot is happening with Ashake. A lot of people are amazed. A lot of people are happy for the growth he's experiencing in the music industry. Of course, now it's not just the music industry, but in the showbiz industry as well. Ashake is taking the lead. And of course, he teamed up with #1 trapper and of course Western music artist, American artist Ghana on this one from the last one album, Satisfaction. Yes, so and of course AV my guy is coming hard with No Day Form. If you don't say you carry form in come this wonderful Monday morning afternoon, right? This because no be money we day again. Just don't say you got back on one side because right here for you to interact with me, you gotta come by yourself, with yourself, authentic, right? No forming, no extra baggage, just premium energy, premium fun all the way. Yeah, so, and of course, Hot Body by Arya Star will be coming up just as much as all these incredible songs for you by Arya Star. Yes, so Hot Body coming to you. For all the people with hot bodies, if you don't say you go gym this past weekend and you know that your body is feeling very tantalicious, there's so many words to use out there so it doesn't feel like we're flirting with each other. Yeah, this song is for you. Hot Body people, Arya Star is bringing you this amazing jam. And yes, so just to warm the stereo up a bit with cool rhythm and of course cool old school vibe, I'm going to give you Scapegoat by D'banj coming right now to you. So make sure to enjoy this one. This Monday is like no other, all right? So strap in, grab your neighbor by the chin, or just tell them, neighbor, Ojo is on right now on Volt Express. And of course, he's bringing all these wonderful jams just for your entertainment. Let's go right into it without wasting time. How you doing now? You did enjoy this song, Abby? So, Money Constance by DJ Tunes featuring Whiskey D and DJ Mafarosa and Mavo is coming up right now. What's poppin'? We're going right back into the show right now. Let's go. And give the world a show worth remembering. You ready? Oh yes, so money isn't sure and indeed constant because come on now. Yes, Obafia is in the building. And as Obafia is in the building, you know what time it is? It's another wonderful time out here in the city of Enugu. I'm seeing a lot of very wonderful faces. The chairmen and cheerleaders all around the globe tuned in right now as they hot. Let's go right into it because these topics, my goodness, they make my ear be like, say, I miss a lot over the weekend. But then, I forget in Nigeria we did the land of cruise and anything is possible. All right, so we're going right into it with viral Nigerian skit. Ex who crashes wedding with groom's underwear. A lot of people must have seen that video circulating, but no worry, I cover you. You understand? Not to spoil. Okay, Enugu, Nigeria, and all my listeners online right now. Let's start with the wahala that scattered the internet this weekend. A viral skit, or should we call it a drama of the century? Because this one really bust my head at some point. I was now confused. Like, what audacity would a lady who is supposed to be an ex to a guy who just recently got married would have to come out with the guy's underwear and start flinging it in the air and start giving testimony of how much the guy was to her in his current wedding? Now, that's some messed up thing going on, right? Anyways, this lady popped up showing a alleged boxers belonging to her ex-boyfriend crashing her ex-boyfriend's wedding, holding the groom's underwear in her hand. You can imagine that kind of thing now. Now, before you say Omo, like I did, yeah, here's the juice. The skit, which dropped on TikTok and, of course, Twitter, which is now X, was done by two rising Nigerian skit makers. Their names, which will be retracted by this time, but of course, it's a viral video now. It's there everywhere. In the video, the wedding was going smoothly until the ex stormed in wearing red ghillie and holding something shocking. The groom's boxers, obviously. She shouted, "How can you be marrying another woman when you still left your thing at my place?" I know those kind of testimonies where we say your ex done already know say in your life you can never know peace. Like your own has spoiled if you have a vengeful ex like that. Yeah. This girl grabs the microphone, is talking about a lot of things. You can imagine the face of the bride at this point, yeah? She could just, they look her man, like, yeah, so now this same way you be, they tell me, say, you be bad guy, you be bad guy. Now you they give another girl sweat behind me. It's really something to not be proud of. But this one really bust my head. In short, I was laughing all through, right? When I saw that video circulate. The bride was confused. As expected, guests screamed and the MC nearly fainted because MC self see person will get hype past him, you understand? Social media went wild with half of Nigeria arguing if it was real or staged. I would say it looked very much real, right? It doesn't get realer than somebody coming to your wedding and flinging underwear in the air. Imagine what your in-laws will say. Imagine what your own parents as the groom will say. Now, if my reasoning is in the right place, I'm sure this guy's parents, his mother, his father were seated with aunties from the village and the city. You get. And then you're coming in as an ex, putting that kind of spectacle on, and you're expecting a backlash not to happen. Well, to be honest, the bride was not having any of it at all. Because when the whole thing escalated, the bride herself, I think she was more confused and dazzled by the audacity of this lady more than the groom himself. Well, these skit makers have no boundaries anymore. That's all I'm going to say, right? And while others were like, now content we they consume, oh, calm down. The funniest part is some blogs already carried this one like real news. You get me? Differentiating whether this is making sense or not was now a problem. Even as a joke, come on now, people, you are playing too much, especially when it comes to wedding, right? Even if the ex wasn't such a wonderful person, it doesn't warrant you crashing the person's wedding for any reason. Why are you crashing your ex's wedding? You know, I never really understand it, right? It's just like this lady one time ago that also trended that she took her time out to sew nice ashebi only to attend her ex wedding to cry. Like, how would you women do these things to yourself? Emotionally trap yourself into a situation you would definitely find it difficult to come out from. It's not healthy for anybody, for the two parties. But anyways, the bride decided to fight for what she believed in, which is love, and the ex collects maximum boost. I'm not putting the bass boost, you understand? Because now major boost, bass is when you are receiving and also sending your own. But this girl was collecting boosts, and I just kept feeling bad for her and asking questions like, didn't she have people to advise her? Didn't she have best friends to talk to? Wasn't there a group chat where they discussed this thing and said, girl, you're making a mistake? I mean, this guy forgot this undies in your house. Why not just, tuck it away somewhere, forget it, throw it away, do whatever it is, but don't embarrass him and inadvertent embarrass yourself like that. It's make people look like look at you like you're desperate, right? And then I don't think this girl was listening to all that. She just said, you know what, whatever comes to my mind on that day, I'll just do it. But anyways, my people, if you saw that video circulate all over social media and you have some words for this wonderful princess in distress, because this one is no longer a bride. It's not the bride now in distress, it's the ex in distress. If you have messages for this ex in distress, the numbers to dial right here are 0706 048 5853, or you can call me on 0915 570 8347. I also want to know how your Monday is going across the city of Enugu. Hope you had a refreshing weekend and hope you're ready to tackle the events for the new week. Yes, so I smell a lot of money in the air and a lot of people achieving their dreams. Your daily 2K is surely assured. May you no go sleep on Amu. I'll be taking more calls right here on Volt Express. Let's go. Hello? Oh, our first caller seemed to have logged out immediately. But anyway, we're hoping that our first caller can call us right here. Let's know how your weekend was, what your events were like, and hope you are refreshed, ready to entertain us with all the happenings around your vicinity at this very point. Yes, so the numbers to dial are 0706 048 5853 or 0915 570 8347. If say you don't see this kind of thing happen before, say per se ex crash wedding. It was like a conversation we had a long time with a member of the Volt Express community talking about how her I think brother-in-laws something crashed the wedding, and none of the family members were having it with them. I think this kind of things happen in real life, but for the audacity ladies are having now, I want to hear your thoughts out there. What do you think about this lady having the courage to fling undies at a groom's wedding with the bride in attendance? Let's hear from the people right now on Volt Express. Hello. How you doing now? Good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from? All right, DJ Olimbo, welcome to the Volt Express today. Okay. Wow, happy to hear that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, in weddings, they'll usually ask the guests to say one or a few words concerning the bride and the groom now. For whoever has sweet things to say, they would usually give the microphone to people in the audience to share memories of the bride and groom, because they expect people who are showing up to the reception to be very close friends or acquaintances or business partners, right? So I think they figured this girl was somebody that wished the groom well and wished the bride well. They didn't know that this girl came with her own agenda. Now, this girl comes spoil things for the event. So, first of all, she brought out the undies and started flinging it in the air. I say, hey, okay. It didn't just stop there. Then she took the mic and it was like a sermon of confessions, right? You know when you have seen shake a banter from somebody and you don't want the person to know peace. You just know that this person's life must spoil like he has spoiled your life. So she calmed herself down, reevaluated everything and said, you know what, I disgraced myself, I disgraced this guy today, but this wedding will not hold. And that was exactly what went down. The aftermath was she got beat up. The bride forgot that she was at her own wedding and said, no, this beating you want to collect before you came here, you're going to collect it so it will not be like imaginary beating. And that's how this girl got dragged all the way from the podium where she was giving graceful speeches about how good the groom is to her in bed in front of the wife. I say, now, wow, woman. Last, now, woman, they do woman, sha. Yeah, so. Mm, mm. Me too. Mm, yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing can stop it. Yeah. Mm. True. True. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Men full ground, men mount. My guy, Jide Limbo. Well, we're doing okay right here, and I'm still waiting to hear from the rest of the family concerning how the event on the 9th of November went, with everybody, I believe, to be in attendance where. And yes, you are, of course, back from that traditional marriage. I'm happy that you're here with us today. So I guess we're faring well. We're faring very well. I will. I think, yeah, she did. Somebody came to the HQ to collect your ticket. Yeah, I would. I would. You're welcome, DJ Olimbo, and always thank you for joining us today. Yes, so my people, you don't hear him now. It's like this other incident that we saw some time ago happen in the year 2025, where the ex-girlfriend of a certain groom. I mean, first of all, I want to say that girls here, I think at some point you all have more audacity than men. Because why would you come for a guy that is supposedly your ex, right? You come for his wedding. Yes, you don't just crash the wedding. You make sure that the guy sees you. You now make sure that you show the affection you do not show in the relationship to the guy on his D-Day. My goodness, some girls, they wanna not get joy, yo. Anyways, this girl went on to spread her affection of remembrance. Yes, because she was remembering all the affectionate things that went on in the relationship on that very stage when that happened. It also lets me remember this particular ex-girlfriend who, well, gave the groom gifts, gave the bride gifts, both of them on their wedding day, and still reminded the wife that before she entered the picture, say she know this guy more than how, say the kind things where she they like, she go write am for paper, give the girl where they marry the guy, tell her, say, see his kind of soup, see what he likes. Don't go and do this, don't go and do that. That that thing enough is enough for a woman who knows what she wants to drag you by the wig and tell you you don't know what you are saying, you don't know what you are doing. Because come on now, why would you go for an event like that and want to embarrass not just the groom, but yourself and your village people? It doesn't make any sense. But this girl had the audacity to, was flinging on these in the air and still stood her ground. Yes, in that video, you could see 3 bridesmaids dragging her, and she was saying, yeah, I did this. At least now you know the kind of man you're marrying. And I said, hey, wahala, wahala, wahala. You know, hard to just tell the guy, say, okay, you know, do it again. Bye-bye, I wish you the best. You know, hard now. When I come to make him feel like saying, I do or die affair. Anyways, research has shown that the world's population is increasing day by day, and women seem to be taking the edge against men in population. And well, we see what the problem is, but then it does not give anybody right to go and be scattering what God has joined together now. You don't want to come and be the person that will put us under. Anyways, the lines are open right here on Volt Express, especially on this wonderful, wonderful Monday afternoon. The numbers to dial are 0706 048 5853. Or you can call me on 0915 570 8347. And best believe we are very much live on our Volt Express YouTube channel, where you can catch a glimpse of who's talking to you right now. And of course, my name is OGO for those who are tuning in for the first time. Yes, so you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And of course, the lines are very much open for you to share your opinion concerning this event happening nationwide. This is crazy what these brides are going through in the hands of ex-girlfriends. But anyways, on this story, we have Lord Lamba, who is currently under fire from fans who are accusing him of exploitation. My goodness, Lord Lamba, who is a very, very active member of the music industry and of course, very close friends with a lot of tycoons and of course, big names in the industry. Now, from underwear wahala to online bass boos. I told you there's a lot of bass boos in this segment. And yeah, for some reason, this one concerns our very funny man, Lord Lamba. Lord Lamba. His real name, which is Promise Kelvin Anabogo. I know a lot of people did not know that Lord Lamba is a Naija Igbo man. All right? Yes, he's trending, but not for skits this time. Lord Lamba, who blew up with his lies and cruise comedy style, has become, I would say, became one of Nigeria's richest skit makers, right? He's being accused by fans and associates of exploitation and greed. Come on. With all the money these guys are making, you're still exploiting people out there. Like, do you want to be a thief for the rest of your life? It doesn't make sense, you know? And of course, apparently some of his close team members claimed he underpays them and takes credit for collaborative ideas without sharing benefits. So you go thief their money, still thief idea. King of Lamba, how far now? Anyways, one former videographer dropped screenshots of chat receipts showing that Lord Lamba allegedly owed him months of payment. Others said he uses people's ideas for skits but doesn't tag or credit them. So this is an inbuilt Onyoshi in the making and has taken it into the global market. Wow. This guy is making headwaves for himself. Well, you don't hear wow, making no good things saying a siren they come from. But anyways, we're going right into it. Even some fans said Lamba only posts luxury cars and foreign trips, but doesn't help his boys. That's a very bad remark, right? From people who even know you closer, right? It's different when online people are saying their own piece of their mind, and then people in your own cocoon are also letting the world know that, you know what, this guy ain't what he says he is, right? Make no sense. But here's the twist. Lord Lamba himself hasn't responded publicly, but sources close to him said he's been focusing on rebranding his image for 2025. Remember, the same guy made headlines earlier in the year for welcoming a child with BB Niger's Queen Mercy Atang. And well, their silent baby mama drama added extra fuel to this new fire. Now I see what the problem is, right? It's very, very glaring. So the question is Lord Lamba falling off the fans' good books, or is this just jealousy from former workers? My thoughts are, what do you think at this very point? The numbers to dial are 0706 048 5853. Or you can call me on 0915 570-8347. And on the flip side of things is our dear Nollywood actress Regina Daniels, who has officially given us things to talk about in this wonderful week. What a time to be alive in the Daniels and Woko dynasty. Anyways, Nigerian actress Regina Daniels has accused her husband. Is there any time she's not accusing this man? What is happening around the world? Anyway, she went on to say that Ned Woko has done a lot of damage concerning physical abuse, forced sedation, and rape. I want us to bear in mind that this is a senator in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we do not think that this is just one random boy she picks from the streets. This is a guy that took her when she was nothing, and brushed her up and gave us Regina Daniels that we're hearing of today. Forget the Regina Daniels you knew of 2016, pre-2017. No. We're talking about Mrs. Regina Woko now. You understand? Anyways, this is a topic that has been going on for weeks now. The family has ensured that Nigeria stays entertained, has ensured that the sadness they are feeling in their home is spread for our amusement. And what can we do if not partake in this joyful misharmony happening with them, right? Anyways, allegedly, I say allegedly very tightly because this marriage officially is claiming, this lady is claiming their marriage lacks legal validity and seeking police intervention after an alleged assault on November 4th, 2025. Allegedly, Woko responded by alleging that Daniels suffers from severe drug addiction. And you're just saying it now, chairman. Paned, how far? Paned, we're not understanding what is happening again. This lady came out a few days ago to say she gave you her youth, gave you her Yeni, gave you the league, gave you the MPFL. I don't know what else she gave you, but come on. I mean, we're entertained enough to know that these things should be settled behind closed doors. From Regina coming out to accuse Paned about him still having control of so tapes in his possession, right? And of course, Regina also letting us know that, Paned self sometimes in the overdo. We don't know. I cannot say if he's overdoing. You understand? So they no go do wetin they do to Sammy West, Sammy Wise, all the way from Lagos. They lodge am go Nasarawa. You see where the problem dey, you understand? And this lodging is not just lodging to relax the body and soul. This lodging was so uncomfortable that the parents of Regina Daniels had to look at their differences and say, you know what, this one is bigger than you and I having fights all the time about our different issues. Let's go and save our children. Regina's father came out a few days ago to also tell the world, you know what, I never really sanctioned this wedding. This was all her mother's idea. Now, all these things coming down on me is just too much pressure. Ned is way older than me, has more money than me. How do you expect me, an average Nigerian who is trying to see how my children's future can be secured, gets to handle a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Now, the fans are into this as well, because a lot of people have been lending their opinions on so many grounds, calling Paned alleged, and I don't say this very loosely, right, to avoid miscontext, talking about he's encouraging child marriages and stuff like that. But then my question is, a child who had tattoo at the age of 17, is it a child? Or is that person a child? Let's come on now, let's be realistic, right? We all know the pain you go through in getting tattooed. Now you're telling me a 17-year-old sat down and allowed thousands of needles to go through her body just to write whatever it is she wrote on her body, and she was 17 at that age. Let's be realistic now. This is not adding up. But anyways, from the community out there, I'll hear what they have to say. I'll be taking more calls right here on Volt Express. Hello? All right, DJ Limbo, go ahead. Yes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so heaven did not still fall down. Reputation. Reputation. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. They consult the homeowner now. Mm. Mm. The bride price. Mm. Yeah, a customary court. Mm. Okay. Yeah. She's not handling this very well. Of course. Hmm. Which is going to be very bad for our culture. Okay. Hmm. Exactly. Hmm. The grass suffers. Hmm. Thank you so much, Joe Limbo. And as always, that's a very insightful comment regarding the situation. And of course, we've reached to the point where Regina is now posting things alleging that Panet is lying. But you know what? You know what is one thing that busts my brain in all this thing? Regina had the guts to come out and say that Panet wasn't asked to do all the things he did for her. But anyways, just before we go into that, because true, now woman, sometimes they do manu, but we'll be taking more calls right here on Volt Express. Let's go. Hello. Good afternoon. Obina from Enugu, welcome to the Volt Express. Go. Okay. Okay. That was a very important question you just asked. True. Yes. Marriage. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I understand you, John. True. Okay. Okay. Hmm. 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 Thank, hmm. Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much. Oh, a lot of tensions are rising concerning this two juggernauts. And the previous caller before Mr. John said, when the elephants fight, who suffers? Of course, it's the grass. I'll be taking more calls right here on Volt Express. Let's go. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? What's your name and where are you calling from? Mr. Franklin, welcome to the Volt Express. Okay, you didn't see the teeth for your eye. Ah, wow. Bio, all the time when she was talking about it's better to cry in a Lambo. Nobody asked her anything, no. Yes, go ahead. True, true. Okariguyegu, yeah, yeah. Hmm. No, allegedly, he's saying that he never collected a dime from Ned concerning that wedding right? That it was Regina's mother who collected everything. At least this was what was said in context. Yes. You know, in head feed on fool now. In head feed on fool. That's a very good question. Hmm. Hmm. Well, well, that's this one you just said is a very dicey topic, right? Because then, if we're going to go by what was said, Regina also said some things about Ned that is not concurrent, and well, Ned, in the other hand, has also said that Regina has always been a substance abuser for the longest period since he knew her, right? That sometimes she overdoses herself just to get intimate with him, and he never really felt comfortable with that, even though it was interesting in the first few, periods where it happened. I tell you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, my people. This topic is indeed spicy. And well, as much as it's spicy, like saying Asuya EP, it's enough for us to eat for days because we have words from Regina, and I quote, she said, Ned, how could you lie so openly and without even small remorse? You know my family has absolutely nothing to do with this. Because this context is when I think Regina's father finally got into the situation after a lot of basbos had already passed around, right? And a lot of people were already assuming things that the father was absent when this whole thing was going on, and where the father figure role had to play, he didn't play, and what's not and what's not. You see how you drag man all the way from his peaceful zone into marital crisis because you know agree hear word. Now she continued to say, right? You have always tried to cut them off because of the bond we share, and now you are trying to make them look bad for no reason. She went on to write a long paragraph, but I'll just shorten it because of time. She said, fine, I did drugs. So what? Is that even the issue between us? Imagine Regina Daniels confessing openly to substance abuse. And please, I need us to understand that Paned is actually a lawyer. You know, now she doesn't understand the complexity of what she has said, but we're hoping that she has the legal backing, you know, aside the fact that Panet has sponsored her lifestyle in so many other ways of life, right? We're hoping that he does not take this up a notch because she has said some really contradicting things. But anyway, just before we go into all the contradicting things Regina said, I'll be taking more calls right here on Vote Express. Let's go. Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. Okay. All right, there's Amwali. Welcome to the Vote Express Show. Why is your voice low? Echkwam Nichi order Apple and Ofe this morning. Chai, let her not spoil your mood. Let's go right into it, Ezanwele. What are your thoughts about Regina Daniel and Panet's situation currently? Go ahead. Sure. Just like that. Chai. Hmm. Hmm. Exactly, but she also came out to debunk that rumor that she got married for the money. She came out a few days ago to say that she married for love, and she was in love with Ned from the point she met him, and a lot of words of reaffirmation in some sense. You know, I don't think she was trying to give Ned assurance. I think she was trying to reaffirm to herself that, you know what, I didn't marry this guy because of his money. Oh. That I married this guy because he, you know, he was sweet. Maybe at some point, maybe he treated me nicely. You know, there was no one in my age group treating me like this old man was treating me. You know. Yeah. Private jets every week. Hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Hmm. Hmm. Thank you so much, Ezan Wali. You've given wonderful insights concerning this one. Hmm. On social media. Hmm. Very good. Exactly. They'll fuel it more. Mm-hmm. Gonna talk about sugar now. Ew. Hmm. At all. Yeah. Hmm. Very true. Okay. There can only be one captain on the ship. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. But I want to ask a sincere question, right? Do you think how Ned approached, I mean, Pa Ned, because he's an old man and quite older than I am, do you think that Pa Ned made the right decision arresting Regina Daniels' brother, Sammy West? Sammy West made some very strong allegations against Barnett, talking about how he was once a broke man and Regina Daniels helped him. And, the mother was fueling that controversy so much that I think it must have stung and struck a nerve with Barnett to have, resulted to that issue. But now people are talking about the civil rights violation, talking about how you could arrest somebody all the way from Lagos State without the Lagos State command, even knowing that this kind of things were happening without a written note or nothing, and that then lodging the guy at Nasarawa. Now, a lot of activists have come out to say that this has gone just beyond marital issues, that there's something the Daniel family is not telling us about, especially the mother and Regina herself. Because it can't just be a girl who has decided that, what, after two children, you've had two children with this guy, all of a sudden he's no longer your spec. All of a sudden he's no longer the guy that is sweetening you, that is the sugar in your potato and making you the honey in your cocoon or whatever. Yeah? Okay. At least it was not known to the public if they had a mutual agreement. Mm, mm. So if that my spec, he got both spec by fire by force. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 It's true. It's true. All right. Hmm. Away from social media critics. Hmm. Hmm. Now, concerning the father's comments about him not receiving any dowry from Parned over the bride price of Regina, do you think that statement would have sparked some kind of sense of, what do you call it, maturity in Parned to say, you know what, since the father is coming out to speak up, why don't we resolve this as Ogor, like men? You call your family together, I call my family together, and we can sit and have a dialogue of the way to go, right? But Parned has officially, has not even said anything concerning the father's remarks of Regina's father alleging that he was not paid anything for his own daughter's dowry, that it was the wife who collected everything. And then there were some very obnoxious critics who came up to say that they could put their last dime on it, that Regina's mother and Parned must have had something in the past for them to have bypassed the father. What are your thoughts on that one? Hmm. Mother, yeah? Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. It was paid. Mm. Whether directly or indirectly. Whether directly or indirectly, it was paid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Exactly. Mm. So you're saying the father was just making statements to rile people up? Thank you so much, Ezra Wole, for that one. We'll just go by the fact that the father was making mere statements. Thank you so much, Ezra Wole. What song would you like to listen to? Why that choice of song on a very lovely Monday like this one? All right. I'll see if that song is available and I'll play it for you as soon as we go on the break. All right. Ego B. All right, my amazing people, you know what time it is. It's about the time where we go into the dance floor and exercise our rights to dance. Yes, so because some people in this life don't get that right again. Some people they Nasarawa lodged, but not in a condition, but in severe conditions where they get to reflect on the choices of words they've made over social media. Anyways, my people, I'll be taking one last call, then heading straight into the dance floor. Remember, this is a Monday not to forget. All right. So inform your neighbors and everyone around you that Vote Express is very much on and we're deliberating important topics concerning the entertainment realm. Yes, so stay tuned and don't go nowhere. The numbers to dial here are 0706 048 5853. Or you can call me on 0915 570 8347. We'll be taking our last call, then go for a music break and come back to give you more entertainment, bedu, and just we go blow your mind. Let's go. Hello? Good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from? All right, it's Victor calling from Enugu. How have you been? Sharp guy, sharp guy. All right, Victor, real quick, we're talking about Regina Daniels and Lord Lamba, who are currently the trending topics of today. What are your thoughts on these two individuals? Yeah? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, my question now is, before Regina got into the family of the Wokos, right? she already knew the kind of person she was getting involved with, right? And of course, she met other co-wives, right? You know, when you're coming into a building, you first of all observe the surrounding. You already know what to expect. Now, she saw other women in that building when she got there. She came in not as the first wife, not as the second wife, not as the third wife, right? She came in as a fourth wife and ready to assume responsibilities. Is she trying to tell me that before she got into this marriage, that she did not observe that the rest of the women in there, that something was wrong? Or did she just go in there with hopes that, you know what, she'll just get along with everyone, and then she comes out years later to talk about how Pa Ned has abused her and allegedly raped her in more cases than we can handle, you know, amid drug accusations and whatnot? Yes. Say they know them good mood. Yeah, of course, bro. You know if you see him, it's true. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. You don't see life before Regina come life, self. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Of course. Of course, no. Yeah. But she has come out many times to dispute the fact that she married Paned Woko for his money. Do you think she's in the right to say that? In our age group, yeah. In our age bracket. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You just know say no be love carry and go there. I understand what you're saying, my brother. I understand what you're saying. A lot of social media critics at this point have given their opinions concerning this matter. You know, a lot of people are also saying that Regina couldn't have been even 17 when Parnett came to see her for her hand in marriage, because a lot of questions have been raised. Like a question that has really stuck with me. They are saying, how can a 17-year-old girl at that very tender age have a tattoo, on her body, right? Like, what kind of parenting did she have growing up? And I don't think that is a very valid point to make concerning the age, right? But then it's also an eye-opener to really question the age she really got married at, you know? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course. Of course. Of course. All right, Victor. What kind of song would you like to listen today? You really cracked me up today. What kind of song would you like to listen to? Now, Slow Dog, you want to listen to this morning? All right. All right. This what's the name of the song? Okay, Obodo by Mr. Raw and Clean the Drunk, right? All right. I'll play you that song as soon as we go on the break right now. You're welcome, my brother, and have a wonderful Monday ahead. You go be. All right, my wonderful people. Yes, so yes, so yes, so you don't hear them now. All the men we get first-hand things to say about this situation. You get, they don't follow us like this. And just like they don't follow us, me self, I don't follow out to give una better bedu. Because this bedu, it gas cool detention. Una they vex, proper for this city. But anyways, my boys and girls, fathers, mothers, and uncles all around Enugu listening at this very point. Una too much. To my chairman way out there. This wonderful jams. I won't play una. I hope say you go calm on attention concerning this Regina matter, because how you babe we be say we know as the story take be go come finally come out years later, they tell us say marry for love. We agree. You come run for social media where all of us together deal where we see things they happen for your side. You now tell us that and you didn't marry Ned because of his money. You married him to help his career. It just be like which animal now want talk? It just be like centipede. Yes, when centipede they jungle, centipede go they see ant eater and all these things they waka, because centipede they chop ant sooner. You can't talk say he help ant eater get a food where you go chop. Say make sense. Now, in the same way, the men out there need to be very observant with things going on with this situation, because you don't see how now. I tell you, say, last, I don't know, for some reason, you feel do everything for a woman, but you see the day you go enter her head, she go tell you, say, her mind, now waiting her mind don't make up. Now, there you go, no say true. Woman character, you guys, they use one leg in, one leg out, they observe them. Because how do you tell a man of great caliber, like Pa Ned Woko, that you never asked him to do any of those things for him, and you're supposed to be his legal wife? That doesn't make no sense. But anyways, boys and girls, we'll be coming right back to dissect this topic and of course give you more premium entertainment right here on Volt Express. And best believe you're hanging with none other than your everlasting taker, OGO. We're gonna stay tuned though, because this bedu, it go really bust your brain. Let's go right into it right now with some commercials for you to know what's happening across Enugu, all right? Not just here on Volt Express. Stay tuned. This is Volt 104.3 FM. Let's go.
Finally, you decided to go on break. You've not bored your listeners to death.
Bored them to death, Ke.
Have you not?
How will I bore them to death?